Hello, I'm Dr. Peter Moncado, and welcome to Abundant Life Chiropractic. Today I'd like to explain to you what chiropractic is and what it can do for you. This is a model of a human spine, and the human spine consists of 24 bones called vertebrae. And within these bones is your spinal cord, and then coming out from the sides of these bones are what are called spinal nerves. The spinal cord attaches to the brain. There are 7 cervical vertebrae, which forms your neck. And if you look at the neck from the side, it should form a forward curve which measures approximately 42 degrees, would be considered the norm. Then your next section of your spine is your thoracic spine, or your middle back, and it has a curve slightly the opposite way. And then finally we have the lower back, or the lumbar spine, and it consists of 5 vertebrae. And it has a curve in the similar direction that the neck or the cervical spine does. This is how your spine should look from the side. Looking at the spine from the front, these little processes are called spinous processes, and they should all line up in a nice row. Now, as we go through everyday life, starting from the time that we're born, as we become toddlers and children, we go through a series of traumas. Some of them can be major traumas, like a car accident, or a major fall, or an injury of some kind, a sports injury. But also we can go through a series of minor traumas, such as sitting in front of a computer or a video game for hours, causing poor posture and ligament damage. All of these situations create something in the spine called a vertebral subluxation. And in simpler terms, it's when one of these vertebrae, anywhere in the spine, becomes distorted in its position. So that would be an extreme example. But what happens then is this creates 2 things, basically. It creates surrounding soft tissue damage and cartilage damage in the area, but also it causes pinching or basically blockage of nerve flow, because remember, the spinal cord is in between these bones, and so are the spinal nerves. So it can cause blockage to the transmission that the brain is sending out to the rest of your body by way of the spinal cord and nerves, because these bones are out of position. This creates physiological chaos within your body. Sometimes these situations, or these subluxations, can occur without having immediate pain. Sometimes you can have immediate pain, depending on the individual and what has happened. Either way, it's very important to have these conditions, these subluxations, corrected. If left undetected and uncorrected, can cause serious problems in your spinal hygiene, your nervous system, and your overall health. Well, how do you get these things checked? How do you get these subluxations fixed? Well, that's where chiropractic comes in. An example would be if you were going to the dentist to have a regular checkup and they found a cavity and they repaired the cavity. But let's say you didn't know the cavity was there, or some other dental problem. It's the same process. By getting your spine checked by a chiropractor, these subluxations can be detected whether you have pain or not, and then they can be corrected once found. It's very important to have a thorough chiropractic exam, preferably one that utilizes x-rays so the spine can be looked at and measured mathematically and precisely as to the specific angles of the misalignments, and then a treatment plan can be prescribed to do a correction. We encourage you to explore this website, become as educated as you can about chiropractic and how it can apply to you, and become educated about your body and how it works together physiologically by way of the nervous system, and how the spine and the spinal hygiene is so vital to your health. You wouldn't neglect going to the dentist for a checkup. And if you needed glasses, you wouldn't neglect going to an optometrist or an ophthalmologist. Don't neglect your spinal hygiene. We encourage you, especially if you're suffering, if you're having a lot of pain, this is a great opportunity to possibly have the problem corrected without drugs or surgery. We encourage you once again to explore this website, and I, Dr. Peter Moncado, welcome you to Abundant Life Chiropractic.